The next number surprises a lot of people. The free and reduced population. 43% of our kids qualify for free or reduced lunch. And when I speak to a Rotary or a Kiwanis or a different business council, something like that, that number surprises a lot of people. We think about affluent St. Tammany Parish, but there are certainly pockets of the parish that are not like that. And I can tell you that there are challenges that go with that. For some of these students, the best 2 meals they get all day are the 2 that we serve. And for some of the students, the best transportation they have all day are those big old 352 yellow school buses that we have going up and down the road. And unfortunately, for some of these kids, the only good job, I'm proud of you, give me a hug, I love you, comes from the teacher in the classroom. But like I told the teacher, what an unbelievable responsibility that is, but at the same time, what an unreal privilege that is to be the person that can do that for these students. 1,700 gifted students, 1,000 talented, close to 7,000 of our students, there's other exceptionalities. A week does not pass where someone doesn't come up to me and said, I moved to St. Tammany Parish to put my special needs child in your school system. Happens to me all the time. Is it more expensive? Absolutely. Is it require more personnel? Absolutely. But if we don't do it, who will? Isn't that the role of a public school system? To be there for every child every day? We don't pick and choose. We don't say, oh, you're handicapped, you can't come. We don't say, oh, your mom's in jail, you can't come. Every child every day. 4 simple words, every child every day. And that's what we believe in. And I know that's what every one of these school board members believes in as well. Big picture again, general fund budget, you can see $440 billion. This is how it's broken up. 77% of it comes from instructional, 8% is transportation. I mentioned we have close to 360 buses on the road each and every day. Maintenance, administration, you can see how the funding is broken up. Less than 1% comes from the federal government. State supplies 50%, 0.3, and local is 49.5. The local continues to grow, the state continues to go down. Very blessed, and we're going to talk about in a second, the support of the taxpayers of St. Tammany Parish. So these are some big picture numbers there as well. Many of you were involved in this, many of you supported this. Our initiative to secure our future in this past May, we passed this millage renewal with 65%. 65% approval rating tells you a lot to get that kind of number for this kind of information. And it just shows, I believe, our track record of doing it right, our track record of taking the money that's given to us and spending it properly, and the track record of support that we have within our community. So I mentioned, here's our theme, and here's some of the words that we want to live by this school year. We're leading the way for student success is our responsibility, our commitment, and as I mentioned to those new teachers, our privilege as well. We're leading the way to provide a safe and supportive environment for our students and employees. I had a superintendent's meeting yesterday. We went around the table. The talk was, what's changed in the last 5 years, the most that you can see? What do you think it was? Safety and social media. The 2 topics that came up the most were school safety and security and the challenges that go with social media. So what we're doing with school safety and security is this. We have added mental health providers and school resource officers in details at each and every one of our 55 schools. That happened over the summer. That is an amazing accomplishment for this school system, and it speaks to the work of Pete Jabby and Mike Kosei and every law enforcement person in this room. So I want to just stop and say again publicly to everyone, thank you, law enforcement. Many of them are here today. What you did for us, what you did for the children of this school system to make this happen over the summer is unbelievable. So can we So we have a school resource officer or a detail in each and every one of our schools, and we have a mental health provider in each and every school. Think about that. A mental health provider that does nothing but mental health work. When we were rolling this out over the summer, media, news coverage, all that, wanted to talk about the SROs and the police, which were very important. But I truly, truly believe the mental health component of that will be just as important. We all know the mental health challenges in St. Tammany Parish for the adults. So it's no different for students and children. So these mental health providers are at the school all day, every day. We're very, very strict. They don't do bus duty, they don't do lunch duty, they don't do any other responsibilities, but be a mental health provider that's there for their students at their school and their employees. And then each one of these mental health providers is training their own team at their school, whether it be a school secretary, whether it be another teacher, whether it be another administrator, to build a team of mental health providers at each and every school. I'm super excited about that. Proactively, I know we're accomplishing a lot of things with that we wouldn't be able to do before. The school resource officers, the details, we're already hearing tremendous things. I mean, these people are our role models in our community, and to have the opportunity for them to be in the schools, to have the police car parked out front, to have a teacher, an employee, or a student know that we have someone on campus all the time to be there for their needs is something that's just unbelievable. And then I'm really proud of this. The ACT score of 21.7 is highest in the state and above the national average. The ACT score resonates with everyone as much as anything we say. When I present to different chambers and rotaries and all that, I think because we've all either had to take the ACT, I'm not going to tell you what my ACT score was, I don't want y'all to tell me, but I think now more than ever people resonate with them. The ACT is on a national norm, it's being challenged. So I think it's an opportunity for us to do that. We work hard on that, and I'm really proud of that number. As I mentioned, it's very high up in the state and it's above the national average. So I think that's an important indicator and factor that we work hard at, and shows that we're trending in the right direction with that. Started this 4 years ago, and it's probably one of the best things that I've ever done. I created a student advisory panel. I meet with these 32 students once or twice a month. There are 4 students from each high school, 1 freshman, 1 sophomore, 1 junior, and 1 senior from each of the high schools. 32 students, me and a couple central office people, no administrators. The administrators drive them there, we drop them off, and then we talk, and we share. Yes, hurry up, 5 minutes, okay? We hurry up, we share. We talk a lot about what we have going on. They're very brutally honest with me. First couple months I couldn't get them to talk, now I can't get them to stop talking. But they share a lot of good ideas with us, and we talk a lot of things that are going on. They're really, really a great group of students. We'll meet again next week for the first time. I'm looking forward to see them all. When they graduate from high school, we give them a cord that shows an advisory panel, and they've already told me what their first topic is going to be when we meet again. Is going to be community service. They want to put in a real community service component, so that students can be required to do community service as part of their graduation. So I'm excited to hear about that. One guy wrote me and said he's already been doing research, found out what other school systems are doing, so he's going to make us a part of that.
In keeping with BGR's tradition, we have a few questions from the audience. Number one, you've talked a little bit about the district's performance on state ratings. What trends are emerging and what's behind those trends?
Well, I think the biggest, you mentioned that we went from an A to a B to a letter grade to a score. We're looking at that, trying to figure out exactly what that is. I think the biggest challenge for us, and I think you're going to see this from the state, is to make sure it's consistent each and every year, apples to apples, so we can know what we can judge ourselves against. It seems like the criteria changes every year. We're being told that it's going to stay the same. So once that happens, we can do that. We have some challenges with curriculum. We have a large group of people that do not believe in some of the Common Core and the Eureka math and other things that are going along with that. But it's part of what we're being tested on. So you cannot expect a child to do good on something that you do not test them on. So we need to work together as a school system, as a board, to get where we need to be, and then to allow our teachers to teach what we need to teach so that we can see those positive results. I think you'll see that. I mentioned Amy LeMays, our new assistant superintendent. She's dove into it big time, a new fresh set of eyes on it, and hopefully we'll see some progress there as well.
Do you think the state ratings give an accurate picture of student achievement in the district?
I think there are parts of it that do, but I say this all the time, and I know the board believes the same thing. As long as I'm superintendent, we will never, ever, never, ever judge a child on only a letter grade or a test score. I feel that strongly about that. To me, there's so much more to a child than a letter grade or a test score. If we sit there and look at this child and say, you're an A, you're a 1 or whatever, I failed. How can I say every child every day and say, you're just a test score, you're just a letter grade? Certainly it's important, but I guarantee it's not the only thing that makes a well-rounded person.
A member of the audience asks, my 3 children were educated by the St. Tammany Parish School Board. I'm not pleased with the emphasis on testing. I see stress in children and good teachers leaving, not enough vocational training.
Agreed. state requirements. Agreed. Totally agree.
Are there achievement gaps in the district? If so, where are the gaps and how is the district working to
That's what
eliminate?
I think that's what we mentioned. We're trying to determine what the gaps are. We're hoping that we can go year to year to be consistent so we can apply apples to apples and see. Certainly math is a challenge for us right now. So I think that's where we are on that.
So let me go back to that question from the audience. I mean, if you agree, what are you doing
Working
to
with the state,
resolve it?
working with the state regulators and Bessie board members and other people to get a common ground that we can all believe in.
Is St. Tammany Parish facing any difficulties attracting and retaining teachers either across the board or in certain schools or subject areas? If so, what are you doing about that?
Math, Mr. Javier, math and special ed for certainly. We had 600 people at our job fair for 125 positions, so we still have, and we have certificate teachers in each and every classroom. But the challenges are there for math and special ed and other subjects like that. We have a total number of teachers that are enough, but we certainly could use some more in those areas as well.
And is the district ensuring enough teachers and high-quality teachers in all schools? Does teacher recruitment require more resources now?
I don't think so. I mean, I think battling other school systems for the best teacher, that's just like in your jobs. If there's a really good person, we're gonna all fight for that best person. That's what we try to do in our job fairs.